Hi, and welcome back to MyExcelOnline.com. Today we are going to go over some of the different join options in queries inside of Microsoft Access.
If you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel and Office, join our Academy online course and access more than 1,000 video training tutorials so that you can advance your level and get the promotions, pay raises, or new jobs. The link to join our Academy online course is in the description.
So let's revisit our contacts database. Remember, we have this contacts table that if I right-click and go to Design, I have all the information about my contact right here as it pertains to an address and an email and a contact type. If I right-click Contact Phones and go to Design View, I can see that I have a contact ID in here and the different kinds of phone numbers for my contact. So if I right-click and go to Datasheet View, I can see that Contact 1 has 2 phone numbers in here, Cell and Work, and Contact 2 also has 2 phone numbers in here for Cell and Work. So how do I get the contacts in the contacts table to display all of their phone numbers if they have one? There's actually a couple different ways to do this. There are 3 different joins in Microsoft Access. Join, the left join, and the right join. And I'm going to show you how to use those right now.
If you are liking this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell button to get notified when we release our weekly videos.
So if I go up here to Create, and I go to Query Design, I can add tables over here from the Add Table box, or I can just click a table over here and drag it in. So let's take the contacts table. I'm going to hold down with the left mouse button and drag and drop it in here. And then I'm going to do the same for the contact phones. Now you can see that Contact ID and Contact ID automatically have this line drawn between those 2 fields. It's because Access assumes that there is a relationship between these. The reason that is because this field name and this field name are the same with its name and also with its data type. I could have also set that up in the relationships window inside of Access so that Access would know that every time I brought in one of these tables, the corresponding relationship would have been brought in as well. But what happens if I use this default relationship that was created? Let's say I'd like to see first name, last name, phone type, and phone number. And let's sort that by last name. If I right-click on my query and I go to Datasheet View, I get 2 contacts returned here with these phone numbers. And if I look at my contacts phone table again, there are only 2 unique contact IDs, 1 and 2. And double clicking on my contacts table, 1 is Thomas and 2 is Bruce. So I'm going to close those and go back to my query results, and I see Thomas and Bruce. Now I'm going to right click and go back to Design View. If I select this relationship right here, I just want you to watch. If I select the gray area, the dark line goes away. But if I click right on the line, the relationship line looks darker. If I double click on that line, I get this window called my Join Properties. Now I have 3 options on the Join Properties here. The first option is always selected by default. So this one means that I will only include rows where the join fields from both tables are equal. And that is exactly what happened. I only got the contacts that had a phone associated with a contact. I didn't get any of my other contacts in my contact table because I only wanted the rows where the join fields were equal. However, it's possible to grab all of my contacts and get their phone numbers if there is a phone number. And that join is this second join down here, where I will include all of the records from contacts and only those records from contact phones where the join fields are equal. So what this is saying is I will get all the records or a complete list of my contacts, and if there happens to be a phone number, the phone number will show up. This type of join is often used in Access because a lot of times your users want to know everything that's in the database And if there just happens to be a match, great, but I still want to see everything. So if I say okay, now number 2 is also called the left join. And if you look here, it's because it's going to pull all the records from the table that's on the left side of the join, the one where the arrow is coming from, and the matching records on the right side. Now, if I right click and I go to datasheet view, I now see all of my contacts here. And if my contact has a phone number, it will appear here. Now I have a couple different Moraleses in here, but I only have phone numbers for Thomas Morales right here. And then same thing for Bruce Thompson down here. So you can see that if there is no matching phone number or phone type, I will only get one record for that contact, and I won't have any phone types in here at all. But if there does happen to be a phone number listed for that contact, it will appear one or more times. So in this case, Thomas has 2 phone numbers in the system and Bruce has 2 phone numbers in the system. So the name will get duplicated, but the phone type will be a unique record as well as the phone number. So if I right click here and go to design view, let's check out the third type of join. So if I double click on the relationship, this window appears again. I'm going to drag it over here. And option 3 is going to just do the opposite of option 2. It's going to include all records from the contact phones and also bring back the contact information, like the first and last name, for all the records in the contact phones table. Now, this kind of query is sometimes run when you're looking for records that may have been what is called orphaned. If I have contact phone numbers in the system, but I no longer have a matching contact to go with that phone number, then that would show up if I have a type 3. So let's just hit 3 for now and say okay. And number 3 is also called a right join because it's going to pull all of the records that are coming from the right hand side of the table, and it's going to have an arrow coming from it pointing to the table that is on the left. So the arrow is going to be leaving the right hand table and connect to the other table on the left hand side. And if I right click here and go to datasheet view, I can see that this is really similar to the original join that I had because I have only Thomas's and Bruce's phone numbers in my contact phones. Let's right click and go to design for a minute. And let's go back to contact phones and just double click here and open it up. And let's put a contact ID of 100 in here. And let's just say that that's a home phone and it's 777-111-2222. And I'm going to close this table. And now when I right click and go to datasheet view, I have been returned with home and the phone number that I just put in, but there is no first name and last name. And if I double click on contacts, it's because no one here has an ID of 100, even though I manually had entered 100 right here in contact phones as the contact ID. This is a good reason why you set your database up to have referential integrity, or you write some scripts to go through and make sure records are deleted from one table before they're deleted from another if you have an existing relationship somewhere in there. For example, if I was going to delete a contact out of this database, I would first want to delete all their phone numbers, and then I would want to delete the contact. So the general rule for deleting one-to-many relationships, you delete the records in the many side of the relationship table first, and then you can go and delete the actual contact. But let's just say that those rules weren't set up. Then you can see a scenario where you would still have a contact ID, but maybe that contact ID got deleted from your contacts table and didn't get deleted here. So if I go back to design view, that would be a reason why you would use the third option here, because you would want to know where those orphaned records are. And the orphan record is the term in database lingo that means you have records in one table that are not associated with records in another table. So let's change this back to a 2 type of relationship by double clicking and selecting 2 and saying OK. And then let's just go up to File, Save As, save object as because we're saving a query, and hit save as here. And let's call this one QRY get contact phone numbers and say OK. And now if I need to open this query again, I can see it right here in my query list. So hopefully that gives you a good understanding of the 3 different types of joins when creating a relationship between tables inside of a query. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and we'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.
If you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel and Office, join our Academy online course and access more than 1,000 video training tutorials so that you can advance your level and get the promotions, pay raises, or new jobs. The link to join our Academy online course is in the description.
If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're really serious about advancing your Microsoft Excel skills so you can stand out from the crowd and get the jobs, promotions and pay rises that you deserve, then click up here and join our Academy online course today.